Hey everybody, I'm Sahias, and I just want to talk about a few things today that I've been noticing on social media that are really counterproductive to our efforts to free ourselves. Posting videos of fights, arguments, negative things, calling each other niggers and bitches. I know a lot of people think this is a trite, overused argument, but in reality, these terms are extremely negative. Memories are passed down genetically. If our ancestors were called niggers and bitches, and they were, when they were called these terms, they received and reacted to these terms quite differently than we may act today. Their emotional response to these terms was that of lowliness, servitude, low self-worth, low self-esteem is what these terms cause them to feel. It has been proven that memories can be passed down in our DNA.
Scientists have found that memories may be passed down through generations in our DNA. New research from Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta has shown that it is possible for some information to be inherited biologically through chemical changes that occur in DNA. During the test, they learned that mice can pass on learned information about traumatic or stressful experiences, in this case a fear of the smell of cherry blossom, to subsequent generations. According to the Telegraph, Dr. Brian Diaz, from the Department of Psychiatry at Emory University, said, "From a translational perspective, our results allow us to appreciate how the experiences of a parent, before even conceiving offspring, markedly influence both structure and function in the nervous system of subsequent generations. Such a phenomenon may contribute to the etiology and potential intergenerational transmission of risk for neuropsychiatric disorders such as phobias, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. This suggests that experiences are somehow transferred from the brain into the genome, allowing them to be passed on to later generations."
See, these words are linked through our DNA to that time when our ancestors were on the plantations. When the slave master was calling the black woman a bitch and a hoe and booty was a term used to describe her behind. She did not feel like a queen or feel glamorous while she was being degraded with these terms. When we constantly refer to each other as men, men to men. What's up, boy? Now, boy? Boy, boy, boy. We know how we felt when the slave master called our ancestors boys. We know how they felt. If they felt good about it, there wouldn't have been countless retelling of stories where our ancestors fought white men for calling them boys. Nigger this, nigger that, nigger, 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 like in the movie Django, which is a prime example of how that word was used and how much that word was used to degrade male and female Africans. Because of our emotional responses to those words serve as triggers to make us feel similar to how our ancestors felt when we are called niggers, bitches, hoes, boys,
with that movie, I almost waited for a while to watch that movie because I didn't know how it would be affected by it. To play the character and get as deep in it as I know you go, was it emotional? Was it hard to shake it at night and when the film was over?
It was very hard to get into that. There was a scene, unfortunately, it didn't make the film. Steve, he shoots in series, which means like he won't yell cut while the cameras are still running. He'll just go back to one, hurry up again. And they were shooting the scene where my character Roberts was being dragged to the slave ship and he was revolting. Right. And he was frailing, you know, it's going crazy. And around the 5th time that we shot it, you know, Steve yelled cut, and something came over me. I don't know what it was, but I fell to the ground and I couldn't stop crying and screaming. I'm like, ah! Ah! And I couldn't even get up off the floor. It was surreal. And the stunt coordinator, he got on the floor with me, a white man, and he cradled me in his arms and he rocked me. He kept saying, "It's okay, Mike, let it out, let it out." And I screamed at the top of my lungs, man, for like what must have seemed like 15, 20 minutes. And like the cloud just passed over me and I got up and I was like, okay, let's go. And I think what happened to me was I was given a glimpse into what our ancestors must have went through.
Yeah. Absolutely, dog. Absolutely. Hey, we'll be back with more. That's Michael K. Williams.
These terms are poisonous. You see, whatever one calls another has an effect on another. If not so, why do we have the movement of calling each other kings and queens? If words, if names don't have an effect. Why will we tell people you did a great job when they do good things? Why wouldn't we always say you did a shit job or whatever? That wasn't so good. Why would we even give people encouragement if words had no meaning? Look at the behavior of black people in this era where we call ourselves niggers, bitches, and hoes. We call women little mama or mama. Women call us daddy, poppy. Where does this stuff come from? When did it become a good thing for us to play act or play as if having sex with the opposite sex is like, in words, having sex with a parent? Me as a man having sex with a woman and she calling me poppy in the midst of it, or daddy. Or a man calling his girlfriend, wife, mama, or little mama. So where does the word motherfucker come from? You starting to see? They had a practice, the slave owners had a practice of putting bags over the mothers' heads and making their own sons have sex with them in order to produce offspring or babies that will grow up to be slaves. Get it, motherfucker?
So Americans said, "Oh, what we gonna do? What we do? We got these slaves. We can't have no more. Nah, they don't know. How we gonna do it? Don't worry about it. So he made me, 14 years old, put a sack on my head and have sex. Fuck my mama. And he's so dumb he didn't know Mom knew that was me, but she couldn't do nothing because she didn't want him to get mad and start killing. And so I had to screw my mama, man. That's where the word motherfucker comes from. And then white boy shit, that's why they hated the word until they got around black folks and realized that's his motherfucking pair of glasses. That's when he knew I didn't know. His genes knew.
We have to look at words. We have to look at words' effect on our subconscious mind.